Now, if you're planning on buying a new smartphone under rupees 30,000, then stop. Stop right there. I know my intro had the chain se sona hai to jaag jao vibes to it, but I just wanted to get your attention because the market is flooded with great options under 30,000 and I just want to make it easier for you. I have picked out 6 of the best ones out there. So this one video will help you make the right purchase decision, not just for yourself, but for your friends, for your family members, for your strangers, for your neighbors, for everybody. And the last phone in this list is a proper flagship with flagship grade features, and I'm surprised to find it under rupees 30,000. Or not really. You know why I'm saying that. Anyway, take a wild guess at which phone could that be in the comments. If you're here for the first time, I'm Ashar. This is Trakin Tech English, your destination for detailed, incisive gadget reviews. So the first phone in my list is the Nothing Phone 3a Pro. Now the Phone 3a is of course a better buy than the Phone 3a Pro, but the Phone 3a Pro has one thing that many other phones in this list don't have, and that is the 3x periscope camera. Just with that 3x periscope camera, you can take shots that look like this and this and this. The close-up shots are of course the great macro capabilities that are possible with this phone. Of course, Nothing also has great design, not just in the hardware but also in the software. The display is also pretty good. It's got a fairly decent sized battery and it also supports 50-watt charging now, so that's not too bad. The major reason why I'm recommending the Nothing Phone 3a Pro is the software experience, which is fantastic. It's very clean, it's very refined, it's very premium. The problem with the Nothing Phone 3a Pro is that for its asking price, the Snapdragon 7s Gen 3 is definitely an underperformer. They should have at least given a Snapdragon 7 Gen 3 or 7 Plus Gen 3 if you ask me. Also note that Nothing doesn't bundle a charger inside the box, so that is extra cost. Now, before I talk about the next one in my list, if you like the kind of videos that we make, your support is very valuable to us. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Now, the next phone in my list is the OnePlus 12R. Of course, this is not a new phone and it has been discounted, and now it's available for a very good price of 30,000 rupees. Now, for that price, what you get is a flagship grade Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset and flagship grade display as well. It's a curved 6.78-inch 1.5K AMOLED display with 120Hz refresh rate and 4,500 nits of peak brightness. But remember that under 30,000 rupees, you actually get the UFS 3.1 variant. And it has a large 5,500 mAh battery, which has very good battery life. Plus, it's the fastest charging phone in this list that we have at 100 watts with the charger inside the box, mind you. The only issue is that I wasn't very happy with the camera performance of the OnePlus 12R, so keep that in mind. Oh, one more thing to remember is that it will have one fewer year of update considering that it was launched last year. My next recommendation from the list has to be the iQOO Neo 10R. And I'm talking about the higher end variant of the Neo 10R. You can even get the 12 256GB variant under 30,000 rupees, and it's definitely a performance monster. This is the variant that we tested. So you get Snapdragon 8s Gen 3, you also get LPDDR5X RAM type, you get UFS 4.1 storage in this variant, which is very good. Now, while the phone doesn't look very attractive, at least it's very slim considering the massive 6,400 mAh battery inside the phone, and you also do get 80-watt fast charging speeds as well. By the way, of all the phones I'm recommending for this video, the iQOO Neo 10R has the best battery life. And the good thing about the iQOO Neo 10R is that it is a performance-oriented phone which has camera performance that doesn't suck. I mean, it's not the best, but you can get results that are pretty decent, honestly, because iQOO's tuning takes from Vivo's algorithm and they do a good job. Now, if the iQOO Neo 10R is in the list, then the Poco X7 Pro can't be too far behind, right? The Poco X7 Pro has the MediaTek Dimensity 8400 Ultra, which is slightly more powerful than even the Snapdragon 8s Gen 3. It also, of course, has LPDDR5X RAM type and UFS 4.0 storage. But what Poco gets right are few more things. For example, you get IP69 rating with the Poco X7 Pro. You also get a display where Poco doesn't make any compromises because you get 1.5K resolution, 120Hz AMOLED LTPS panel, and there is peak brightness that can go really bright. You also get Corning Gorilla Glass 7 eye protection plus Dolby Vision support in Netflix, which is awesome. The phone also has a massive 6,550 mAh battery, but the iQOO Neo 10R has better battery life. Not that this is bad, this is also very good, but iQOO is better. But you get slightly faster charging speeds at 90 watts, and you get a bunch of 5G bands, you get Wi-Fi 7 support, you also get NFC, which is not available on iQOO, which is a huge disappointment. HyperOS experience is fine on Poco, but there are a few bloatware apps that you'll have to contend with. But more importantly, my concern with the Poco X7 Pro is actually the camera, which could have been better. iQOO does it better with camera performance. Also, if you look at it, I just held this phone for 2 seconds and it's a bit of a fingerprint magnet, guys. The next phone in my list is this, the Realme 14 Pro Plus. Now let's straight, the main reason why I'm recommending the Realme 14 Pro Plus is also because it has a proper 3x periscope camera. Plus the camera performance is actually good. It's very consistent, and that's something that we liked about the Realme 14 Pro Plus. It's one of the better camera phones in this price range. The display is good too. You get a very large battery, and unlike the Nothing Phone 3a Pro, which doesn't have IP69 or 68 rating, you get that with the Realme 14 Pro Plus. So Realme does give you better durability for sure. In fact, even the software experience on Realme UI 6 is actually pretty good. The problem is of course the Snapdragon 7s Gen 3 because the performance is not going to be great. And my final recommendation has to be this one, the Samsung Galaxy S23 FE. Yes, this is the phone I was talking about earlier. Now, it isn't surprising that Samsung has reduced the price of the Samsung Galaxy S23 FE to under 30,000 rupees because Samsung generally does that with the FE range of phones. And it's a true flagship experience with IP68 rating, a 3x telephoto camera, proper wireless charging, and performance which is not too bad. It is the Exynos 2200. Obviously, there are better performing phones in this price range, but it doesn't heat up, at least in the testing that we did. There are some problems with the S23 FE though. The charging speeds are going to be slow, and the battery life is definitely not going to be great, and the display bezels at the front are a little too thick, and it doesn't look very modern compared to the other phones in this price range. And yes, just like Nothing, you also do not get a charger inside the box. But for Samsung fans, under 30,000 rupees, this is going to be my recommendation over even something like the A36 which was launched recently. There are certain phones that you might have thought of are not in the list, so let me just explain why they're not there. There is the Realme P3 Ultra, but that P3 Ultra was launched like way under rupees 25,000, and more importantly, the camera performance on that wasn't that great for me to recommend it, so I picked the iQOO Neo 10R over it. There's also the OnePlus Nord 4, but since we already recommended the OnePlus 12R, which is a better buy than the OnePlus Nord 4, we skipped the Nord 4, but the Nord 4 is also a very good option under 30,000 rupees. It's the only phone with aluminum build, excellent software experience, great battery, great charging speed, all of that is there. But the camera performance is even worse off than the OnePlus 12R, so keep that in mind. You'll realize something when I say this, there are two more Realme phones that I could have recommended under 30,000 rupees. There's also the Realme GT60, which comes with a great processor compared to the Realme 14 Pro Plus. Of course, it has the Snapdragon 7 Plus Gen 3, but the 14 Pro Plus has a periscope camera, which gives it a bit of an advantage. Plus, the GT60 doesn't have IP69 rating like the Realme 14 Pro Plus has, so I valued that more. But if you don't care about that too much, and if you want performance-oriented Realme phone under 30,000 rupees, then the GT60 would be the right pick. And finally, there's also the Realme GT6, but unfortunately, you cannot get it for under 30,000. It's slightly above 30,000, so we had to take that out of the list, because even if you do slightly above 30,000, there are a bunch of phones in that price category, so I'll have to make a different list for that. But yeah, I mean, if you can spend a little more, the GT6 is also not a bad buy. Mad number of options, guys. I mean, it's very difficult to pick one. I hope that you can pick one from the recommendation that we made, and I hope that the recommendation was okay. I'm sure that there will be a bunch of folks who wouldn't like what we said, but this is like, you know, intense, deep research later that we've decided to pick and put certain phones in this list. It's a team effort, obviously. So maybe you might not align with it, maybe you might, whatever it is, just let us know in the comment section, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, keep tracking and stay safe.